There's a huge heritage on the Allagash that isn't being taught in school. It's a very rare river, and to bring that into the classroom, as well as bring students onto it, is our purpose.
My name's Tom Gerard. I'm a board member of the Allagash Waterway Foundation, and my primary role with the foundation is to work with the youth in the St. John River Valley. We work with teachers within the schools to recruit children to participate in what we call the Youth on the Allagash program.
Kids aren't spending enough time outside anymore, and this is a great example of programs that feed into bringing the outdoors to them. My name is Leslie Marquis. I am a member of the Allagash Wilderness Waterway Foundation Board. I also sit on the Youth on the Allagash Committee of board members and other people in the community who are trying to get our youth on the Allagash. I'm an educator. My role is to bring the Allagash into the classroom, as well as bring students onto the Allagash.
As a part of that program, we select youth that want to go on 2, 3, and even 4-day trips on the waterway with currently Chewonki, who's our guides out of Wiscasset, Maine.
If I hear you say, "My arms hurt," I'm gonna say, "Because you're paddling wrong." So, we're gonna paddle using our core, the stronger part of our body.
You put in a lot of work in the beginning, getting your kids and your crews to do all the things that it takes to perform and exist and thrive in the outdoors. My name's Justin. I am a trip leader for Chewonki.
It can be a lot. Like, we throw people into the deep end when we take them out into the woods. And so it can be tricky to balance, like, guiding people through that, like, learning process. My name's Julia. I use she, her, hers pronouns. And this is my 5th summer working at Chewonki as a trip leader.
The first opportunity we have to take kids on the waterways after school lets out. So we've done, summer trips, we've done late fall trips.
It's establishing an interest in the river.
They take kids on the river on 2-night trips, and they teach them skills about fire making, cooking, paddling, water safety, environmental issues, and it gives kids an opportunity to do things at a point in their lives where they start making decisions about their future. They take this skill back with them after the trip, and that's the magic of the river trips.
Some students go, experience a 3-day trip, but they probably aren't going to go back. They've learned and they've gotten from the river what they need to get. Some students return to the river. My oldest son took this trip probably 3 or 4 years ago, and he returns many times a season now.
The guides play an interesting role because you don't want the guides to take over and do everything. So you want them to be able to teach while they're guiding.
It usually happens like 2 to 3 days in, where the group knows they need something and they don't say, "Hey Justin, what do I do next?" Yeah, eventually they start to be self-sufficient, and that's super rewarding. Those are my favorite moments. That's where the gold is.
We'll be cooking over a fire. Pretty much, hopeful. The goal is that we have a stove, but the goal is that we never use it, and we'll never have to use it.
You want to eat when you travel on the waterway because you burn a lot of calories, you burn a lot of energy, and at the end of the day and during the day you got to hydrate, you got to eat real meals. All the good things with a lot of vegetables.
The preparation was incredible. The preparation the students do themselves. They do the chopping of the food. They do the dishes, which they love to grumble about, but they do the dishes, and that's the teamwork. They're not only learning about the river, they're learning about leadership. They're learning about community, they're learning about working together.
If you're using stoves, it's one thing, but if you're cooking over fire, it brings out the primitive in it. And people, especially kids, love fire. It's harder to cook on fire because, you know, you don't have dials you change, you got to check temperatures and things like that.
We did our jobs, and now we're waiting for food.
I learn from all the people I travel with, and that's the best part about going on a canoe trip.
I've heard parents wish they had this when they were, I wish I had this when I was in school, the opportunity to do this, because it's becoming more and more rare that families can take their children on the Allagash and have an understanding of reading the river and paddling.
And when the kids come back from their waterway trips, they make new friends from people from the different schools, they meet guides, so that will go with them for the rest of their life, and that's the important part also. The river is moving at, say, 2 to 3 miles per hour in normal water conditions. And you're paddling and you're moving at 2 to 3 miles per hour. So you add those two up, means things happen quick. So you need to follow the channels of the river. You need to avoid rocks and pillows and different obstructions that are in the river.
I will tell you, on the trip, everyone's full of energy and nervous in the beginning of the trip. By the second night, they know the end of the trip is coming and they don't want to leave. Students wish the trip was longer because they're just settling in.
I like the outdoors a lot, and I like camping, and I like being on the water, and it seemed just all those in one thing. So my name's Tatum. I am in 6th grade and I am 10 years old. Some of my favorite parts were probably the canoeing, definitely, the fishing, and probably the fires and cooking.
So it's generational, and it's something that's special that this program can bring to families in this area. So it can be something as small as the experience, and it can be something as big as that family connection to the river.
What I find is the people that come up here like the quiet and the nature-based things. They love the wildlife. There's something for everybody.